Hi everyone, my name is Cassidy Mitchell, and I will be going over sections 2.1 to 2.4 of Chapter 2, Innovation as a Core Business Process, which is part 1 of Managing Innovation. The first section of this chapter deals with the 4 steps of innovation: search, select, implement, and capture. Searching asks the question, how can we find opportunities for innovation? This is done by scanning the environment for threats and opportunities for change. Select asks the question, what are we going to do and why? So this deals with deciding which of the signals to act upon, threats or opportunities. The implement asks the question of how. How are we going to make it happen? Which requires problem solving and launching innovation into the internal and external markets. Lastly, capture asks, what are the benefits? This helps build knowledge base and improve the process for the future of innovation. So these are the 4 steps of innovation. The next section of the chapter discusses variations on a theme and the different types of innovations in service innovation and how it applies to the 4 P's of typology: product, process, position, and paradigm, which was explained in more detail in Chapter 1. Service innovation, to put it simply, is new methods or ideas of a service. Take the Bank of America app, for example. The Bank of America provides a service of financial management through the convenience of your phone with its slogan, "Life is better when we're connected." Therefore, the product would be the app itself. The process would be the ways of creating and delivering the offering, which would include things like being able to transfer money or depositing a check at your fingertips, which makes banking faster by not having to wait in line at the bank. The app would also trigger position innovation through its target of millennials who are more technologically savvy than other generations. Lastly, the app changes the paradigm of original banking from moving from in-person bank tellers and person-to-person contact to online systems and apps, where the relationship changes from person to technology interaction. As we all know, the Bank of America is a large firm and has the resources to adapt to change and create different types of innovation. However, small firms don't necessarily have this luxury. While they have advantages such as speed of decision-making, informal culture, high-quality communications, shared and clear vision, flexibility, risk-taking, energy and enthusiasm, and good networking, most of their disadvantages outweigh their advantages, such as lack of formal systems, lack of resources, lack of key skills and experience, lack of long-term strategy and direction, lack of structure, poor risk management, lack of application, and access to resources. This is why a lot of startup companies and innovation ideas eventually fail. They have the drive to innovate, but don't have the resources and skills to keep up with the speed of innovation. Moving on now to section 2.3, a contingency model of innovation process, which discussed the challenges of innovation. This chapter goes over 6 variables that affects innovation management: sector, size, national systems of innovation, life cycle, degree of novelty, and role played by external agencies such as regulators. Sector affects innovation because different sectors have different priorities and characteristics. The book gives an example of scale-intensive versus science-intensive. Size, as we discussed more in depth on the previous slide, also affects innovation, whether it is a large firm or a small firm. National systems of innovation deals with the different countries that have more or less resources to work with. Life cycle affects aspects of innovation such as technology and industry. Think startup firms versus established firms, like my previous example. Degree of novelty means continuous versus discontinuous innovation. To have continuous innovation different approaches to organization and management needs to take place, which can be really risky. Lastly, role play by external agencies such as regulators. For example, healthcare is highly regulated in certain directions, which has a major effect on innovation, with not a room for flexibility. So here is the last section that I'll be going over, 2.4, Evolving Models of the Process. And this goes over the 5 generations of innovation. So the first and second generation are grouped together, which occurred between the 50s and the 70s. And this focuses on linear sequence of functional activities. This innovation generation had a need pull and technology push. Need pull is the need for something which creates innovation. And technology push is the opportunities arising out of research which created innovation and eventually hit the marketplace. These two together create the linear sequence of functional activities. The third generation deals with the coupling model, which occurred between the 70s and the 80s. This generation focuses on the effects of feedback between phases of market research and previous linear models, such as the first and second generation. The fourth generation deals with the parallel model, which occurred between the 80s and the 90s. And this focuses more on integration within the company and emphasis on linkages and alliance, and focused on developing total concepts of innovation, which is the complete opposite of the fifth generation, which we are in now, which is more complex and deals with continuous innovation. The fifth generation focuses on the speed of development and constant innovation between intra and inter firms, facilitated by IT-based networking. So these two videos are 2 commercials for the Bank of America. The first one is from 2002, and the second one is from 2011. When watching these videos, think of the 4 P's of innovation, as well as the 5th generation of innovation model, dealing with the speed of development of less than a 10-year period. So here is the first video.
This is the matchup we've been waiting for, the KG veteran versus the fast rising newcomer.
I hear the way this rookie uses bill pay from Bank of America is really something.
Look at the way the veteran stuffs that envelope, John.
That is really old school.
Well, the rookie's in total control out there. He's deciding what bills he wants to pay and when.
The money he's put aside to pay his bills is in one of his other accounts.
Hold on, he's transferring money from his savings into his checking account right from his desktop. What a strategy!
We've got ourselves a new champion.
Now let's take a look at the second video from 2011.
One of the benefits of being a Bank of America customer is that we're almost everywhere.
Thousands of banking centers.
And so many ATMs.
All over the place.
The new ATM machines are really cool.
No deposit slips.
No envelopes.
Deposit your checks right here and get the check images on your receipt.
We have banking apps for mobile phones.
Don't forget online banking. You can set up alerts,
Transfer funds.
do your balances,
Thousands of banking centers.
Loads of ATMs.
mobile banking, online banking.
Text banking. I gotta get back to work.
Bank whenever, wherever, however you want with Bank of America.
If you couldn't tell by the quality of the video alone, a lot has changed since 2002 due to innovation. In 2002, which doesn't seem that long ago for most of us, they were just introducing online banking. And now, with the focus on speed of development, we have so many different options. It's exciting to imagine where we will be 10 years from now. That is the end of Chapter 2 review. I hope everyone better understands sections 2.1 to 2.4 and has a happy holiday.